Yo guys, what is going on everybody? My name is Corbus. So today we're going to be talking about all AK-47 based guns in Rainbow Six Siege. Basically any weapon that is based off the original AK-47 model. Now unfortunately there are only 2 models in the game thus far, but there may be 3 depending on what happens during this Japanese DLC. If there is, I will end up adding that to this video hopefully, but anyway, let's continue. First, we're going to start off with, obviously, my favorite, which is the 9x19 VSM, which we will be taking a look at next. Then we will be taking a look at the AK-12. Thank you for supporting the video. I've actually tried to make this 6 times now. This is my 6th time. And I'm just glad you guys are sticking around. So let's get straight into the video. So unfortunately, to get this gameplay, I had to delete a lot of my footage, stuff that would be going into my montage, a lot of AK-based weapon gameplay as well. So I'm not going to have a ton, but we'll start off with the 9x19 VSM. It has 31 rounds in the magazine. Its fire rate lands at 750, which is pretty decent for an SMG. It's a little bit slower than the MP5, but when you've got a damage that lies around, you know, like 33 to 36, I'd say that's pretty good. The recoil is low as well. As you can see, we just sniped it and it sniped an enemy from like 20 meters there with an SMG, and it probably took what, 6 shots, probably, I don't know, 2 of those landing, 2 or 3. I'd go with 3, but anyway, the high damage is allows you to do really well with this weapon. Let's get into more gameplay. So I've already told you the stats for the weapon damage and the weapon capacity as well as the fire rate. Let's get into the recoil now. As you can see here, you only get a little bit of kick with this weapon. This isn't my favorite weapon in the game, but it's a godsend. It's like the ultimate SMG. And I would use this any day over most weapons in Rainbow Six Siege, including the MP5. I'd say my favorite probably has to be the 416 carbine, but that's for another video. So, you know, with this weapon, you can ride iron sights. It's not necessary, but it'll save you a couple times, especially when you're trying to snipe enemies. Unfortunately, they don't have an ACOG available with this weapon. So, now let's get into the stats for the AK-12. Alright, now that I found a better place to record, we can talk about the AK-12. The AK-12 is a great weapon, but in my opinion, it's just not as reliable as the VSN. It's meant for an up-close and personal gameplay, which works, but doesn't work with Fuse, in a sense. The weapon does 44 damage, which is kind of low for an assault rifle. It's actually kind of average, but its fire rate is where it makes up at 850. It's even faster than most SMGs in the game, which is a pretty crazy stat to have. Now, the AK-12 will take only a couple of quick shots to take out an enemy, but its high recoil will affect your playstyle. You can put an ACOG on there, but I would not, especially considering how much recoil this weapon has. So much more than the VSN. It's not as reliable in any sense, and the reason it doesn't work but does work with Fuse is because he's a 3 armor, he's clunky, and he's an easy target in close quarters, but because he could take so much damage, even if the enemy has the first shot, he'll most likely be able to take them out. So I would use the AK-12, it just depends on your playstyle. The VSN is a more reliable AK model that you can use no matter what the situation is. So at the end of the day, I like the VSN better, but the AK-12 isn't a bad weapon. And it just depends on how you use it. So that's it for the AK models. Next week I'll be able to do an M4 variant. Now let's wrap up this video with the final part. So that's it for today, ladies. Thank you for supporting the video by simply even making it this far. Hitting the like button just helps me to feel better about myself. If you want me to feel better about myself, you should like the video. But honestly, it doesn't make a difference. I'm not gonna, I don't want you guys to tell you to do anything. I want you to decide what you're gonna do for yourself. So if you want to subscribe, that's up to you. It always does help, but, you know, I'm not forcing you to. Anyway, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick clip right here where I shoot a guy straight through a castle wall. I have no hacks. No, don't worry. I'm not using any wall hacks or anything, but yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.